Welcome to the Queen Amani Show, all the way from the Queen City. Here she is, Queen Amani.
Welcome to the Queen Amani Show. Thank you for tuning in. I tell you, I had such a time getting here at the castle today because we have such great things going on in the Queen City in Charlotte, North Carolina. There's the International Soccer Fest that is taking place right at Bank of America Stadium, and I tell you what, boy, was it a lot of traffic. I almost didn't make it back to the castle to visit with my guests. But I'm here and I'm excited and I can't wait to introduce her to you. So sit back and relax, honey, and enjoy my guest coming on. So welcome, Miss Nataria, to the castle. How do you like the castle?
It is beautiful. I love it.
Thank you. Isn't it fabulous?
It is.
I tell you, it's just the best castle in the world. Well, I am just so proud of you. I am so excited that you're here joining us at the castle. But I know you've been away lately and you've been training. You're in the Army National Guard.
Yes.
Yes. So what made you decide to serve in the Army National Guard?
It all started when I was in high school and I was in the ROTC. I looked at it and didn't really think I would want to do it, but there's a lot of benefits, and I know that only joining something like this can make me stronger. So
Yes.
That's basically why I joined.
How did you hear about the Army National Guard?
By ROTC, we had sessions, and there were recruiters that came in and told us about everything that happens when you join, and I like what I heard. Yeah.
So with the recruiter, he came to your school when you were in high school. How often did the recruiter come to talk about the Army National Guard?
He came pretty often, every year. It's
Oh,
not even
wow.
that he missed.
Okay. And so now you were in ROTC when you were in high school?
Yes.
How was that? How did you
It was
enjoy
pretty
that?
interesting. It's a whole lot of different things you have to become accustomed to.
So what kind of things like did you do in ROTC?
Drill, you have to march.
Okay.
You attend ceremonies, but just you got to learn how to deal with weapons and everything.
Oh,
It's pretty
wow.
different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was in high school, I actually was in ROTC for 1 year. And I love fashion so much
Yeah.
that I wore the uniform with the skirt.
Love it.
And I would tend to take my skirt up and like turn it around and put my own little twist on it. And then I would go to class thinking I was looking all fabulous in my ROTC uniform. And then I would get scolded for it every class.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you can't make adjustments to
You
those
can't.
uniforms. They're serious about that.
They are.
I'm sure in the Army National Guard, that's really serious too, your uniform and how you look.
Yes.
Is there like a certain way you have to wear your uniform in Army National Guard?
You just need to be precise with it. Make sure everything's on right. Make sure your hair is right. My hair's probably
Yes.
not as right now, but make sure it's tight and you're squared away. And if
Well, you're so fabulous, you
Oh,
know, and I
thank you.
love your hair today, how you have it pent up. So I know you like to, you know, do your hair different ways. Do they have any like requirements like with your hair, like how you can wear your hair or if your hair needs to be put up?
yes, they
Okay.
do.
What are what ways can you wear your hair?
It's strict. It just have to be put up right.
Okay.
You can have braids that can be straight back. Make sure that it's just nice and neat,
Okay.
and that's basically it. Just,
Okay.
yeah.
So back to ROTC.
Mhm.
When you were in ROTC in high school, did you feel like it helped to prepare you for the Army National Guard?
Yes,
Yes, it did.
it did.
So like, in what ways? What did you learn in ROTC that you feel like you still use in the Army National Guard?
Mentally and physically, with PT, you have to keep up with that, and they're very strict on you in high school when you're in RTC anyway.
Okay.
Like they push you for a reason. You're gonna be doing a whole lot more when you're in, and if you're consistent, then it'll only get easier when you go
Okay.
in. So basically that, and getting your education is always, you always have to know what you're doing when you're in the Army, period.
So I heard you mention PT. What is PT?
Physical training.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So they push you in physical training in the ROTC. And of course, I'm sure they do that in the National Guard.
Yes.
You're pushed. Okay. Do you have like certain tests or different things like that in the National Guard that you have to pass?
The ASVAB test,
Okay.
that's basically all your academics in school, but there's fields added.
Okay.
Just in case you're good in one field, you can join in that field in the Army.
Okay.
And that's just another.
And that's called ASVAB.
ASVAB.
So do you take that test when you're in high school, the ASVAB, or do you take that when you're already in the Army National Guard, or when do you take that test?
You take it when you join. That's one of the
Okay.
first things that you do.
And what does that ASVAB test determine?
Just your job.
Oh,
your
okay.
MOS.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what's
So
called.
basically, you take the ASVAB test, and it helps you to decide which area of the Army you would be best in. Okay. All right. Well, that's awesome. So you took it, and then after taking it, you realized that the Army National Guard was the best area for you.
Yes, and that my job would be human resource.
Okay.
And yeah.
That's awesome. So, what is your major in college?
Oh wow, it's pretty hard. It sounds difficult, but
Okay.
kinesiotherapy.
Kinesiotherapy.
Therapy.
That is a long name. That
Yeah.
does sound pretty hard. What is kinesiotherapy?
It is physical therapy and occupational therapy.
Okay.
Helping people to get back on their feet and move
Okay.
around. Period. Just to be physical. I love dealing with anything that help people to be physical and more active.
Okay, well, that's awesome. So now I love to train around the castle. As a matter of fact, I've been preparing to run a 5K and
Okay.
training and running, so, and there are times where I get like sore, the next day. So now with your major kinesiotherapy, would you be able to help like with a person like me, like if I was, just being sore from all the training and stuff around the castle?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
Yes.
awesome. That's fabulous. So you're going to have to join me more often at the castle now that I've started all this training.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Well, that's awesome. So, well, this is a lot of great information, and I am just so excited to have you on here, and I have so much more to talk to you about, but just hang tight. We got to take a break, but we'll be right back. Hi, I am Queen Amani.
And hi, I am Prince Nasir.
And we're here at the castle on the Queen Amani Show. Join us here at the castle every second Friday of the month at 10 p.m. on Access 21. Join us here at the castle. Welcome back to the Queen Amani Show. I am just so excited today. We're here at the castle, and I tell you, on my way to the castle today, there was the International Soccer Fest in town, and boy, was it crowded. I tell you, they're playing down at Bank of America Stadium, and it's just awesome. I'm so excited that Charlotte has all these great things going on. We have such fabulous teams, but today at the castle, I have a fabulous guest that's doing great things for our country, serving in our Army National Guard. So I'm here with Miss Nataria Lockhart, and we're just talking all about the Army National Guard and all the great things that she does, serving our country and making our country better. So if there is someone that's interested in serving the Army National Guard, what things would you suggest that they do, or what advice do you have for them?
I'll suggest that you just stay mentally and physically active, and if you feel like you can join, then join. If you feel like you can get through anything, you're dedicated in what you do right now, you have a positive mindset, definitely.
I'm sure you have to be positive,
join, yes.
because a negative mindset, I'm sure it just doesn't go no. So you have to be positive, and you have to be fit. What kind of things do you do in the Army National Guard that's like required? I know you earlier you had mentioned like the PT test. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
A PT test, what's required in the PT test, you do your push-ups for 2 minutes, Sit-ups 2 minutes and your 2-mile run.
Oh, wow.
And,
2-mile run. How often do you have to take a PT test?
Now it's like once a year. It depends
Okay.
on your unit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they definitely need to stay fit.
You do.
So if they're in high school and they're looking at serving in the Army National Guard or any branch in our forces, they need to be fit.
Yes, you do.
That's a must.
It is.
And would you recommend that they join ROTC?
Yes,
Okay.
I would.
Okay. And why would you recommend that they would join?
I recommend it because it gives you preps on how to cope with the life before you actually join, if you are willing to want to go into the service. And
Yes.
yeah.
So I've heard about basic training.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard different things. I've heard that it's tough
Mhm.
because that's the first thing that you do once you sign up in the Army National Guard. I've heard that it can be challenging, but it's worth it, in the end. But can you tell me a little bit about basic training when you first get there and you go through it? How is it?
It's pretty tough. You're not used to people being right on you like that.
Yes.
And you just have to learn it's just all just to get through.
Yes.
They doing their job. You have to do your own job just to
Yes.
go to the next level. And
That's right. So when you go to basic training, do you meet like a lot of different people that are there?
Absolutely.
And I'm sure there are probably people there from all over the world.
All over, yes.
Oh, that's awesome. So
It
you have a network of people, so to say, that you meet when you're there. So that's wonderful. So you go through basic training. How long do you have to take basic training?
It depends on your MOS. I went for about 18 weeks.
Okay. Now, what is MOS?
MOS is your job.
Oh, okay. So whatever your job description is, once you join the forces, then that determines how long
Yes.
you're in basic. Okay.
Oh, I said it including AIT.
Okay, and AIT is?
AIT is the advanced training. It comes
Okay.
along with basic. So
Okay.
yeah, both of them.
Well, awesome. So you were there for, you said 18 weeks?
18 weeks.
Wow.
It is
That sounds
a
so
long
long.
It is a long time.
Well, that is awesome. I tell you what, you're beautiful and tough. And that is just a wonderful thing, to know even that you have all these great skills. And because I know 18 weeks of training, you learned a lot of good stuff.
I sure did.
So do you learn like CPR and first aid and
You
just like everyday things?
You
like
do.
that? So what are some of the things you learn?
Basically,
The everyday things that may help you in just like everyday life.
just to know how to take care of myself if I had a little wound or whatever, and just how to heal
Okay.
basically anything.
Well,
I
that's
go
really
through.
good.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that kind of training can help you just in everyday life. So that's really good, that you learn those, because those are just valuable skills to learn. So that's wonderful. So now, how long will you be serving in the Army National Guard?
I will be serving. I have 4 more years.
Okay, good for
Yeah.
you. Good for you. Well, I know that takes just a lot of courage, a lot of courage, and that is just wonderful. What better thing can you do than to decide that you want to take a stand and serve our country, and just stand up for other people. Not too long ago, Independence Day passed, 4th of July, and I just thought about all the great men and women, and yourself who are serving, our country, and I just have so much respect for you all, because what you do, everybody couldn't do. Maybe some people would want to, but it takes a lot of work, a lot of hard work, and a lot of courage. So I'm very proud of you. We're very proud of you here at the Queen Amani Show. So now, is there anything else that you would, any other advice that you would have for someone that may be thinking about joining the forces?
Just do whatever your mind tells you.
Yes.
Follow your heart, and if you follow your heart, then you can get through whatever obstacle that you need to get through. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you feel when you wear your uniform?
I can't even put it in words. But
How is the uniform? Is it heavy? Is it, well, I tell you what, think about it, and we're going to take a break, and when we come back, and you let me know all about that uniform.
all right.
Hi, I am Queen Amani.
And hi, I am Prince Nasir.
And if you would like to come to the castle on the Queen Amani Show, you can reach us at QueenAmaniShow@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook at Queen Amani Show. Make sure you send us some information so you can join us here at the castle on the Queen Amani Show. You know, but today here on the Queen Amani Show, we have the fabulous Nataria Lockhart, and she is making our country better because she took a stand to serve in our Army National Guard. And we are just so proud of her, you know, here at the Queen Amani Show. We were asking her, how does she like her uniform? You know, so, you know, Nataria, how do you like wearing your uniform?
I love it.
You love it? You know, I'm going to tell you, when I think of a woman serving and in their uniform, being beautiful as you are, and tough, I tend to think of like Rihanna. You remember Rihanna in Battleship, the movie Battleship? And I think she was like in the, I don't know if it was the Air Force or the Army, but she was just pretty and just, you know, and she was just rocking it out, and she was tough. I mean, that's what I tend to think of, you know, but I love it. I love to see, you know, a woman and a man taking a stand, but especially a woman power, you know, because you don't have to just be beautiful and into fashion. You can do great things too, you know, and take a stand like you did for our country. So, you know, that's just awesome. So if you have any advice for someone that may be looking at going into any branch, what all branches are there to choose from? Is it just the Army National Guard?
No.
Okay.
There's a whole lot. Marine, Army, Navy.
Okay.
Air Force.
Okay.
And am I missing one?
The Marine, Army, Navy, Air Force, and then you have, of course, the National Guard.
Yeah.
So there's several different options.
There are.
You know, so with the economy changing, and you know, with there being a lot of students coming out of high school and really making the decisions about their education and what's going to be best, would you recommend serving and going into the like Army National Guard as you did to help pay for college?
I would, and also not just Army National Guard, there's other National Guards also, the Air Force, either or is good, but any branch.
So now, with the education that they pay for, do they pay for every year that you're in college, or is it just 1 year or just one semester? How does that work, the college benefit?
It's usually every year.
Wow, that's amazing. That's awesome. Now, is that in any branch that they decide to serve in? So say, for instance, if someone wanted to go into the Air Force or something like that, would their college usually be paid for every year? Even? Yes. That is a wonderful benefit. Now, what are some of the other benefits that you get aside from college?
Some of the other ones.
Do you get like medical? Do they take care of medical coverages? Yeah, they take care of medical,
and you're traveling also.
Travel? Wow. And I'm sure for some people, they really get to see the world. Yes. They get to, because I've heard that some people get stationed in other places. Now, when you're stationed, is that by your choice? Do you get to decide where you want to go and serve?
No, only with your unit.
Okay, with your unit.
Yeah,
so that's something that is decided within maybe that branch, and then they're stationed somewhere, but that's taken care of. So they pay for your travel expenses. Yes. Well, that's awesome. So if you're a young person and you want to go to college and maybe even see the world and do something great for our country, it sounds like this is a really great option to explore, to really look into, because there are a lot of wonderful benefits to serving. Well, that's just wonderful. So is there anything else that you would, you know, say, how do you like being in the Army National Guard so far?
I love it. There's nothing else I could say about it than I just love it.
You love it. What is your favorite thing that you love about it?
I love to travel when we do. You get
Okay.
to explore different places.
Well,
and
that's
people.
awesome.
So,
And to know that that's taken care of and you don't have that expense, because traveling can be expensive, you know, so that's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, so just to kind of recap, you know, some of the things, you know, because I'm sure that there are people looking at the Queen Amani show right now, and there may be some that may be looking at the show and trying to decide if this is their best option to serve. So some of the things that they can do right now to help prepare to go in is what? To be fit.
Be fit and just to be active. Stay on top of your game. Just get your education. That's I recommend it. It helps you just to become a better leader in the Army, and you have more going for you. So that's basically it.
Okay. Yeah. And back to education when they're in high school. Do you have to keep your grades up?
Yes, you do.
Is that a big thing?
It is a
that
big
they look
thing.
at? So they look at your grades.
They look at your grades also for paying college. If you don't keep your grades up, and a lot.
If you don't keep your grades up,
then sometimes they don't want to pay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So even when you're in the Army National Guard, once you're there and you're in college and they're paying for college, it's still important.
It's still
to make sure that you do good in school and keep those grades up. Okay, so that's great to know. So education is just a must.
Yeah, it is.
You know, from the beginning throughout, you have to be on top of it, on top of your books and making good grades and staying fit.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a lot of great information that I've learned, you know, about serving in the Army National Guard, but we'll be right back. We have to take a break. Hi, I am Queen Amani.
And hi, I am Prince Nasir.
And we're here at the Queen Amani Show at the Castle. If you would like to be a guest on the show, you can reach us at QueenAmaniShow@gmail.com. Again, that's QueenAmaniShow@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook at Queen Amani Show. See you soon here at the Castle. Welcome back to the Queen Amani Show. You know, I am just here at the Castle today, and I'm so excited because I have such a great guest on, I tell you, and she's just doing great things. You know, she's taking a stand for our country, helping to protect everyone in our great country, you and myself. And I am just so proud of her. I have Miss Nataria Lockhart here. She serves in the Army National Guard, and we were just talking about some things that could help a young student that may be thinking about, you know, serving at some point in a branch of our Army or National Guard. You know, so what things would you recommend? Say there's a student in junior high and they're getting ready to go into high school. What are some of the classes that you recommend that they take?
All right, I recommend you take your core classes and extra curriculum.
So when you say core, like
math, English, and science, basically your basic classes. Extra curriculum, because you never know what you can get into in the Army.
Yes. So like what, ROTC is extracurricular,
medical.
And like a medical class, you said. And then, of course, physical education, that's PE, that's just a requirement,
also,
right?
yes,
So they want to do good in that because that's going to help them stay fit.
Yeah, staying active, period. So, yeah.
So now I've heard that there is something called MREs. What are MREs?
MREs is packed food. Basically, you have like a heater in your MRE. You can heat up like your meats and everything. Anything that needs to be heated, your main meal. You have little snacks in there also, a little drink. You might have like a little milkshake pack. But it's basically like for, you know, causes like you just being in the field for some time. Just a quick meal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when would you use an MRE? Is that during basic training that you use it, or is that when do you actually use that? When does that come
basically in our basic training.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is it good? Because you said it's packed food.
It is good for some people, but it's good when you're hungry.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So how does your faith come into play? Now, I know that you are a Christian and that you believe in God.
Yeah.
So how does your beliefs and your faith help you?
It really
And-
motivates me to do better. I mean, like, when you have your mindset on something and you know that
Yes.
God has your back, that
Yes,
you can get
that's
through
right.
anything.
Anything.
And just, there's nothing you can't do. You're put on this earth to do a whole lot of
A
stuff.
purpose.
And
Yes.
Yes, we have a purpose.
You
yeah.
do. Well, I am just so proud of you, and you're so right. We have a purpose, and my purpose is to be used as a vessel by God to have the Queen Amani Show, to be able to have fabulous guests that come on as yourself that are doing great things in our world to make our world better. And I always love to end the Queen Amani Show in prayer. So I just want to say a little prayer. Lord Jesus, we just want to thank you today for allowing us to be back at the castle and have the Queen Amani Show. We want to thank you for Miss Nataria Lockhart and her courage and in taking a stand to help protect our great country. We just want to thank you for all the other men and women that serves our great country, God, and their families, Lord Jesus. And we ask that you just allow other great people to come on to the Queen Amani Show. You know, we just thank you for all the great things that you do in our lives, God. We love you and we honor you. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen. And tune in to the Queen Amani Show. Join us back here at the castle and have a wonderful, blessed week.